we come to the highlight of the evening, where you get the opportunity to ask our guests why they write, why they wrote about what they do or what they do. So please, ladies and gentlemen, can maybe I can float the first one out there. Alice, why do you do what you do?
I love to do it.
Next question, please.
I do love to do it. You want me to say more? That's such a simple question. Give a simple answer.
Well, I'm hoping that people will get more involved in different questions that they have to learn.
Maybe this is a question for all of you, but when did you actually start putting pen to paper and doing such a beautiful job as you do?
13, 8. I guess I was 14, because they are a little part of that grade 9 or 8, whatever it was. They said everybody has to write a poem for the school end.
Okay.
I was 8.
Wow.
No, I was 12, sorry. I was in grade 8.
But you just get addicted when you see your work in when it's published. People talk about it. An addiction I got, and to keep writing and sharing.
My teacher said, oh, you should do more of this. And I did. And I did keep that one poem, but I got a plus on it. And I didn't realize that other people couldn't. Everybody would say, oh, no, I could never do that. And I thought, oh, sure you did. And I think I was an adult before I realized that nobody was telling me they really couldn't, and I couldn't, so I had to do it.
Thank you.
Well, I've always dreamed I'd be a screenwriter. I don't know where the heck that came from. But when I was in journalism school, I was always lambasted for writing too PR-ish. So then I went to UBC for my master's, which is the academic world, and I was always given heck because my writing was too journalistic. And in my healthcare career, my whole life, why can't you look more like a social worker? Why can't you act more like a social worker? So finally, when it all went for I just said, the hell with everybody. I'll just be myself. So my true voice came out. And at the age of 58, I started writing those damn columns, and there we go.
Fantastic for you.
And on Les's note, that writing with the quill and the ink, I handwrite my poems every day. And I take the first half hour of every day, and I take 3 pastel crayons first, and I express in a book, and sometimes they look like something, sometimes it's just color on a page, and then I start to write on the other side, and it always fills the page, and it's always a poem, and it usually rhymes.
Wow.
And so anybody that says to me they don't have time to write, I say, yes you do, because if I have to get up at 7 and I'm up at 6:30, that first half hour is mine to write. So just make that time. If you want to write, do it. Don't just say, oh, one day I'm going to do it. Do it now. Start.
Now, for those of you who are authors, published or unpublished, I think you should know that there are always around here, around everywhere, people like me. I love to read. I have some years for reading. And
We need you.
It's mine for now. You can have
I would read a cereal box if I didn't have anything else. I really would.
And you also need people around you who believe in you, like my friend Janet here, who was the first person who actually called me a writer and made me believe that I was a writer.
Because you are.
I also write in Scribblers. Irving Layton told us when I was a student of his decades ago at York University. And I write on the right-hand side of the page, and then if there's any additions or changes, the left is always blank. But the thing about whether you're in an art journal, very nicely the way Jean does it, or however you do it, I still believe in paper because they're all dated, and I put an index at the back of each little scribbler, but you never know when something gets published 10 years later. You've got records, so that when you have to make a list of what got published where, you've got all that information, so people can track your history. You know, in 100 years from now, when a PhD student writes their book on you.
I know with me, with all these books now, and I mean for 18 years, I've got over 60 books with 100 pages in each book, and they're in a big plastic bin. And I said to my son one day, "So what are you going to do with all these when I'm gone?" He says, "Get rich." Oh, we got the boat here.
And never throw anything away.
Oh,
No.
You know, if there's nobody else, this isn't exactly on writing, but for Christy, just reading over your bio here, and it says she offers peace circles to students in Langley so they may learn ways to resolve conflict peacefully. So would this be like out of the, I know a few years ago there was a conflict resolution program for like elementary school. I'm just wondering, because I mean, this is a topic that bears on all of us, our conflicts that we have, and in our era, no help at all as to effective ways to deal with conflict. So could you just speak a few minutes about
Oh, sure, I
what you
do. Yeah, it comes from restorative justice through the peace circles. We do a lot around learning how to mediate conflicts from grade 3 to grade 12. So our high school students will learn how to become peer mediators and support each other at school. And then at the elementary and middle school level, I facilitate a whole class peace circle. So there'll be 30 students, the teacher, perhaps sometimes an SEA or a youth and child care worker counselor, and myself. And then I just facilitate the circle. So we often just do a start with a share with a talking piece. And everyone gets a turn to answer a prompt we might have up on the board. So some of the prompts might be something like, it's unfair when. And coming back to with Bernice's poem, just the last few days, certainly a lot of students have said Donald Trump. It comes into the discussion about not being very peaceful. But it gives students that place to talk when they haven't had that before. And I'm amazed even sometimes what grade 3, 4, and 5 students come up with around what's important to them around conflict and how to resolve it. So it helps to me too as a writer to be around those age groups, because then it's real when I'm writing about that age group. It's the best part of my career. I got to do this at the end of my teaching now, and then the last few years when I'm
do you do it as a volunteer?
no, thankfully I'm paid. My writing's not paid. No, I'm a teacher, so it's just that as the last part of my teaching career, it's nice. I've been doing behavior all my career. I worked with the most at-risk youth, so it's nice now to facilitate peace circles. Thanks for that question.
I think your earlier